give you a reality, okay? In my position, okay? The C100. Okay, I'm just going to give you a reality. I've just had a 25-minute conversation with someone that was willing to act as a Mackenzie friend for me. Isn't that lovely? Thank you. The reality of the Mackenzie friend is that they cannot speak for you in court. So as a dad that's been abused for 3 years in family court, you would never walk into family court again without having someone speak on your behalf. He totally understands that. I said to him, it's lovely that you want to help me with the C100. Thank you. But the reality is, I don't want to use you, i.e., you fill it out, help me. But when we go to court, he said, this is what's going to happen. You'll do a C100, you'll do section 7s, and the way you speak to CAFCAS. I said, what do you mean the way I speak to CAFCAS? CAFCAS should be trained that after dads have had their child stolen for 3 years, they should understand passion. What we have to be trained how to talk to a CAFCAS. Why are the CAFCAS officers not trained to understand passion? He then says, and then when you go to court, this is the reality. You're probably better off money-wise, listen to this, having a Mackenzie friend help you with the stuff, because a solicitor will cost you thousands and thousands of pounds, which we all know. I said, hang on a minute. Basically, the system is blackmailing fathers. Let's look at the reality here. This is a conversation I just had with him. This is it. They steal your child. Your child is parental alienated. Then the system says, pay us money for forms. You have to have a solicitor speak on your behalf because of the abuse you've had in court, which is going to cost you a minimum on the day of a barrister for a few hours is thousands. And if that solicitor does all the work leading up to that, you're probably talking £15,000, £20,000. Isn't it disgusting? He says, so I'm setting up something to help dads because of the system. I said, hang on a minute. Why is the system not changing? Why are we having to set things up to help dads through this? Because the system's so broken. Do you know, this whole thing is such a blackmail. The family court industry is worth £2.3 billion in the UK. And that's why it's set up. Look at my position, people. I've having to set up GoFundMes. I'm trying to raise money for eBay, raise money through Vintage. Don't worry, I'm still going to do it. I never give up. But the reality is this. Whatever way I do this, the solicitor that I choose has to go through so many hurdles just to get to the court to get my son back in my life, that will cost me thousands of pounds. And I hope you now understand why many dads don't make it. The reality of the position I'm in now is that even if I use that person to help me do my C100, to help me with how I need to speak to CAFCAS, I mustn't speak in front of the judge because the judge could see me as aggressive. Isn't it pathetic? Why can't the judges understand the dad's passion about their children? Why are we having to learn how to speak in front of a judge? I mean, it's absolutely crazy. So I'm just letting you know, people. The reason I have to have a solicitor speak for me is because I already know, through the abuse I've had for 3 years, that judges in family court don't see us as dads. They don't see 10 years of an amazing daddy. They go, he talks a bit like, he doesn't talk properly. I mean, it's pathetic. So you're blackmailed into having somebody speak on your behalf, which costs you thousands of pounds. And the work leading up to that, you have a choice. You either do it on your own or spend thousands of pounds through a solicitor. And that is why dads are giving up on the system. Dad's having to learn how to talk to CAFCAS officers through Section 7. I said, why can't dads just talk like they've spoken for their lives and just talk like dads? I just don't get that. Why are CAFCAS not trained to understand dads' passions about their children? So I'm just letting you know, people, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because whatever way you go to get someone to speak in court for you, because of the abuse that you've had, will cost you a minimum of hours for a barrister on a day. And I don't want that. I want a solicitor to stand in that court for me and understand me and my abuse that I've suffered for 3 years and get my son back in my life. The reality of that is going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds after the system stolen my son, destroyed my heart, destroyed my soul, destroyed my businesses, destroyed everything. That's what they expect. And then I'm expected to talk all nicely to the Kafkas officer, and I've got to talk all gently in front of the judge, because no one understands daddy's passions for their children. And I think it's disgusting. He's setting up something because of the system to help dads. I said, why are you having to set something up? Why is the system not changing? The system's not changing because it's worth £2.3 billion a year. Why is this even called a family court, people? So I hope that explains why I have to do what I'm doing. It's sick. It's almost blackmail.
If you like Deano stories and you want more, and you've got stories of your own that you want told, get in contact and we can sort something out.